After 14 years, the West Virginia Open is a tournament divided. Unlike other years, this year's tournament is a pro-only event. Looks like all you AMs will have to go pro to play in this Labor Day Classic. To see if anyone made the bump, stay tuned as Disc Golf Monthly starts now.
Paw Paw, West Virginia. It's the 2007 West Virginia Open on Disc Golf Monthly. We'll be following the men's final 10 round, the men's open division. Welcome everybody. I'm Todd Cottrell. I'm here with Matt Ott, and today we'll be covering the men's 2007 West Virginia Open. It is a beautiful day here, clear sunny skies, 80 degrees, no wind whatsoever, and we've got 123 pros ready to go.
Yeah, a lot of players come to this event, Todd. This has actually become quite the premier event, not just in the Mid-Atlantic region, but in the central parts of the U.S. too. We have players coming down as far as Ohio to make up a large part of the competitive field.
This course has been around for quite a while, about 14 years. It's gone around through a lot of changes. Started with a few 2x4s and a few gopher holes, and now we've got two full 18-hole courses there. It's really been quite a change.
Very challenging 18-hole courses. Spencer Thurman, the person who created the course, was actually quoted by saying he wanted these holes to be as far as you can throw twice plus 40 feet. He was sick and tired of par 3 courses that he can find all across the nation. He wanted something more challenging with par 4s and par 5s for the professional disc golfers.
Now, there has been a little bit of change this year. They've decided to split things up. They had the amateurs come out and play in June, and now we're here with just the pros, so should be kind of interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, so this late summer, early fall classic is actually going to be known as the 14th Annual West Virginia Open Part 2.
Let's get out on the course and see how it goes.
It was 1993, and Maryland native Spencer Thurman was living out his dream to create a world-class disc golf course with a pro par 4 and 5 layout. After a long search, he landed on a stretch of land that had roving hills and tight woods in Paw Paw, West Virginia. Originally, there was only one course known as the Woodshed, named after a 100-year-old barn on the property that served as a clubhouse. The popularity of this event grew so rapidly that by its 6th year, players in the tournament had to play in groups of 6, and the spark of tales of there being 5-hour rounds. Fortunately, the 7th year of this tournament brought some much-needed relief, as the adjacent land was purchased and the whipping post was born. This course was equally challenging to the Woodshed, featuring one hole named after the course in which a sign reads, "This is where the whipping begins." So we asked the question, what's the most challenging hole at Paw Paw? Hole 2, the whipping post, or hole 3 on the Woodshed, better known as the Gauntlet?
Probably number 2 over on the whipping post. It's got elevation changes, it's got out of bounds, it's got a lot of length. People usually take high scores when that happens.
The Gauntlet, long, very tight, no real fairway.
The Gauntlet, because it's a 5-foot gap, like 300 feet through the woods, and then it's a 500-foot hole. At the end of the 300 feet, you turn like about 80, 90 degrees, and you gotta shoot another 200 feet. It's pretty nasty. 5 is actually nice.
We stopped to check out one group in the Masters Division taking on the whipping post. Here's Chris Barbo, Mark Christ, and Mike Speaker toughing it out as they try to clear the ridge and make the big turn to the well-protected basket. So how do they feel after finishing?
Hey, that's a 4. That's a good on this hole. I'll take that every time.
That was 6. Whipping smack shots. It was brutal. Very brutal.
I also had a 6, and I'm not real happy with that, but well, that's getting whipping at the post here.
Making par on each hole on the 2 courses is a huge challenge. We asked players, what's the secret to making par?
It took me 6, and there a little love, a little forehand paw-paw rolling gets you there. And 3 if you're really working it.
You just throw it and you pray for the best out here. That's pretty much true on all these back couple holes with the trees. You just throw it and see what you got.
And some players rely on Innova's Star Destroyer to get by.
They go far. That's all you gotta say is they go far.
They go far?
They go really far. Super far. 60, 70 feet farther without trying. So I love it.
Spencer Thurman's dedication to creating a world-class disc golf course seems to have paid off in the hearts of all players in this summer-ending classic.
I just looked at 50 acres the other week, so I'm very jealous. They're doing a great job.
I'm lucky. I've actually been here, coming here since the existence. I watched it develop into this. It's awesome. It's unbelievable. It's the hardest and most beautiful kind of course you could even imagine.
It's been one of the top challenging courses, the top 2 courses, and a lot of people's top 5. It's pretty amazing what they've had out here for the last 14 years, and it hasn't really changed that much after they added the whipping post.
This is one of the best golf complexes in the world, I would imagine. It's got everything any course has to make it hard. It's got elevation. Again, the elevation changes. You're working in 3 dimensions then. It's got length. It's got trees. It's got ponds, as you see over to your left and right behind you. It's got everything.
This is a challenge that is inviting for even the youngest of disc golfers. With David Wiggins Jr. coming up from High Point, North Carolina. We asked David, what is it that got you into this sport at such a young age?
Well, I started playing when we moved from California to here when I was real young. My dad was walking around and he found the course. And we just started playing with the normal frisbees and got into it. And I got better and we started playing seriously.
Although known for its tough challenges, this tournament is also well regarded for its celebration of the great outdoors, bringing campers who are not even playing in the event. Every state and region seems to have its own campground to call home for the weekend.
Welcome to Camp Bayville here, Saturday night, day 1 of the tournament. We got Dave from Revolution Disc.
Yeah.
Hello. Chilling out here at Camp Bayville.
Hello, I'm Jason Davis. This is Camp Lehigh Valley. And we got our beautiful kitchen area over here. Got 2 grills, a couple tents and stuff.
Tom Edwards had the most compelling words to wrap up this fun and physically challenging weekend.
There's been people that I've known for many years that always come up here, and it's a combination of one of the toughest competitive events, that rewards endurance, and then the nicest social scene, camaraderie, and things like that too.
Well, it looks like everybody's having an awesome time at the West Virginia Open. You know, the popularity of this tournament is really developed from the social scene. You'll notice a lot of campers who they tent here all weekend and they play disc golf, so they stay on the property throughout the whole time and they just have a great time. Also, the course is very challenging. And not to mention the last 10 holes, which is the final, which we're about to go into. Todd, who are we going to see in this year's final?
Well, this year we're going to be following Mike Moser, the Delaware Deucer, coming from a 7th place finish at the World Championship Open, World Pros Open actually. Then we'll be following Pat Pitts from Germantown, Maryland. He's coming from a 6th place finish at the Patapsco Punisher. We've got Matthew Blakely from Westchester, Ohio, from an 11th place finish at the Brent Hambrick Memorial Open. We've also got Bord Solang from Norwalk, Connecticut. He's coming from the World's Pro as well, 38th place there. Tony Ellis from Falls Church, Virginia, coming from a 2nd place finish at the Big Branch Open. We'll also be following Brad Schick from New Albany, Ohio. He's coming from a 5th place finish at the Pittsburgh Flying Disc Open. So it looks like we should have a pretty good group out here today.
Well, it sounds exciting, so stay tuned. We got the final 10 at Paw Paw. Coming up next on Disc Golf Monthly. And we're back.
This is what I love about disc golf. These guys are competing tooth and nail here, and yet still have the wherewithal to congratulate each other and encourage each other. I love that.
You know, they just played 3 grueling rounds. Mike Moser in the lead, commanding lead, but we do have a 5-way tie for 2nd place. This should be interesting to see how this plays out.
We're going to be on the whip and post number 1, par 3, 297 feet. It's called Gabby's Ace.
And Mike Moser, the Delaware Deucer, first to tee off. Now the object here is they want to try and launch it as far as they can into the Enchanted Forest here.
They want to